All right, negative 4x equals negative 16. How do we solve this kind of problem? Well, the first thing to realize that I'd like to address is the fact that in algebra, sometimes we have these big scary words on the chapter title or in the section we're working on, and you may not know what they mean, and here's the great news. You don't have to know what they mean. Also, I just want to give you the best news you ever heard. All these big scary words up here like linear equations or whatever the chapter title is or section title you're working on, you don't need to know any of those words. You can completely ignore them. And so that should be a big load off your back. Down here on the picture of the camel, you can see I'm drawing a little mark over the first hump. And the first hump is just getting over the fact that you don't have to know any of the big scary words in algebra. They're absolutely useless, meaningless, and utterly unnecessary. So that should be a big load off your back. And just to kind of make fun of it, I've got the shark and the dinosaur up here. This is the great word shark. Get it? Great word shark? I know, I'm hilarious. And then this is the great, no, what is this? The Tyrannosaurus Rex. So the shark and the Tyrannosaurus Rex are here to scare you with these big scary words. But other than that, they can't do anything. They don't bite you. You can just completely ignore these words. So when I learned algebra, I didn't know that, so I was terrified of all these things for quite a long time, and it was not a pretty sight. But anyway, I can just tell you up front, you don't have to go through that same pain. You can just ignore the words and just do what Fluffy Piggy is. Fluffy Piggy's right here, and Fluffy Piggy's a much nicer little animal. And Fluffy Piggy says all you have to learn how to do is the little math problems. I like Fluffy Piggy. So how do we work these little problems? Well, I'm just going to rewrite this. Negative 4x, which means negative 4 times x, is equal to negative 16. And all you have to do to work the problems is know that when you see a problem like this with x and a bunch of numbers on both sides of the equation, all you want to do is get x by itself. So you can do anything you want to either side of an equation as long as you do the same thing to both sides of an equation. I'll say that again. You can do anything you want to an equation as long as you do the same thing to both sides of the equation. So in this case, I'm going to divide both sides by a number. And that number that I've chosen is negative 4. I could divide by anything. I could multiply both sides by anything. I could add and subtract anything to both sides. But in this case, I've chosen to divide both sides of this equation by negative 4. And here's the reason. See this term right here, negative 4 divided by negative 4? Let me just write it out here to the side. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 equals 1. Anything divided by itself is equal to 1. So when I do that, negative 4 divided by negative 4, that simplifies to just the number 1. 1 is one of our favorite numbers because it's just so easy to work with. So negative 4 divided by negative 4 is just 1. And then this x stays the same. So I'm just going to rewrite that. Nothing changed. Is equal to negative 16 divided by negative 4. Okay. Well, let's simplify this again. 1x is the same as just x, right? 1x is the same as x. We don't have to write the 1. And that's equal to negative 16 divided by negative 4 is 4. So the solution is x equals 4. And if we want to check our work, we could just stop right here. If we're lazy, we could stop right here. Or if we want to be A students and make absolutely sure we didn't make a mistake somewhere, we can plug this number 4 back in to the original equation, the original problem, and make sure that it holds true. So let's try that. I'm going to just rewrite the original equation down here. So negative 4 times x equals negative 16. I just rewrote the original problem. And now I'm going to plug in, for this x, I'm going to plug in our 4. So negative 4 times, instead of x, I'm going to plug in a 4. That was our solution, right? So negative 4 times 4 equals negative 16. And let's see if this is true. Negative 4 times 4. Well, that's negative 16, right? Equals, and on the other side, we're just rewriting negative 16. Well, that's true. This whole thing is true, right? The whole thing is true. I'm going to give it a big check mark. And that means our solution of x equals 4 is correct. And so Mr. Fluffy Piggy is happy, right? We just worked the problem, and that gets us over the second hump. So I'm going to give us an A+.
Thumbs up and subscribe. For more videos like this, check out algebravideos.com.